brought you some good old gumbo, Miss Emma said to Jefferson. How's it going, partner? I said as I took my seat beside him. All right, he said. The radio still playing? He nodded his head. Good, I said. Miss Emma put rice in each pan, then she poured gumbo over the rice until the pan was nearly full. Besides shrimp, she had put smoked sausage and chicken in the gumbo, and she had seasoned it well with green onions, filet, black pepper. Gumbo was something you would always eat, even if you were not hungry. I started in, but I was the only one. I soon realized why. May we bow our heads, the minister said, after I had put down my spoon. Jefferson's head had been bowed from the moment he sat down. I lowered my eyes. Our Father, who art in heaven, Reverend Ambrose began. He went through the Lord's Prayer, but that was only for warming up. He really got down to praying. He asked God to come down into Bayonne, into the courthouse, into the jail, walk along the cell block, go into each cell, touch each heart. Come into this room and touch the hearts of those here who did not know him and pardon of their sins. As he prayed, the minister would slump closer and closer to the table, and he would jerk his head up and gaze at the ceiling. Miss Emma, my aunt, responded with a amen. Jefferson was quiet, so sighed. Whether or not he was listening, I don't know, but all I was thinking about was the gumbo getting cold. Finally, Reverend Ambrose brought his prayer sermon to an end, begging God to bless the gift on the table, which was there to nourish our bodies, so that we might do his bidding. Everyone responded with amen. I started eating. The gumbo was warm, but not hot. Ain't you gonna eat, Jefferson? Miss Emma said. Ain't hungry. Miss Emma was not eating either, but the minister and my aunt and I were. I broke off a piece of bread from one of the loaves that Miss Emma had baked. I look at her, didn't want to see her face. The children sent you some more pecans and peanuts, I said to Jefferson. Did you eat the others I brought you? Some, he said. Peanuts too? Few, he said, and sat down. I brought you that notebook and that pencil, I said. Do you remember what we talked about? He nodded shortly. Have you been thinking of questions to ask me? He nodded again. You want to ask me now? He didn't say anything. I finished my cake gumbo. There's more there, Grant, Miss Emma said. Oh, man, that was good, I said, glancing at her. I didn't want to look at her too long. I knew what I would find in her face, and I didn't want to see it. You want to walk? I said to Jefferson. He moved on the bench without answering. You could hear the chains around his ankles as he swung his legs over the bench, and he braced his cupped hands against the table to put himself up. We started walking around the room. Miss Emma watched us. My aunt and the minister went on eating, but they did not seem to be enjoying their food. Jefferson, I want us to be friends, I said. Not only you and me, but I want you to be friends with your nanny. I want you to be more than a godson to her. A godson obeys, but a friend? Will a friend would do anything to please a friend? We were passing by the table, so I lowered my voice. Jefferson shuffled along beside me, his cupped hands hanging below his waist, his shoulders too close together, his head down. A friend does a lot of little things, I went on. It would mean so much to her if he would eat some of the gumbo. I stopped when we came to the corner of the room. He stopped too, his head still down. Look at me, Jefferson, please, I said. He raised his head slowly. I smiled at him. Will you be a friend? Will you eat some of the gumbo? Just a little bit, one spoonful? He made a slight nod. I smiled at him again. Jefferson, I said, we had started walking. Do you know what a hero is, Jefferson? A hero is someone who does something for other people. He does something that other men don't and can't do. He is different from other men. He is above other men. No matter who those other men are, the hero, no matter who he is above them. I lowered my voice again until we had passed the table. I could never be a hero. I teach. I don't like teaching. I teach it because the only thing that an educated black man can do in the South today. I don't like it. I hate it. I don't even like living here. I want to run away. I want to live for myself and for my woman and for nobody else. That is not a hero. A hero does for others. He would do anything for people he loves because he knows it would make their lives better. I am not that kind of person, but I want you to be. You could give something to her, to me, to those children in the quarter. You can give them something that I never could. They expect it from me, not from you. The white people out there are saying that I don't have it, that you're a hog, not a man. But I know they are wrong. You have the potential. We all have it, no matter who we are. Those out there are no better than we are, Jefferson. They are worse. That's why they are always looking for a scapegoat, someone else to blame. I want you to show them the difference between what they think you are and what you can be. To them, you're nothing but another ninja. No dignity, no heart, no love for your people. You can prove them wrong. You can do more than I can ever do. I have always done what they wanted me to do. Teach reading, writing, and arithmetic, nothing else. Nothing about dignity, nothing about identity, nothing about loving and caring. They never thought we were capable of learning these things. Teach those ninjas how to print their names and how to figure on their fingers. And I went along, but hated myself all the time for doing so. We were coming up to the table again, and the ones at the table were quiet and trying to hear what we were saying. I did not start talking again. You know what a myth is, Jefferson? I asked him. A myth is an old lie that people believe in. Why people believe that they're better than intellectuals on earth, and that's a myth. The last thing they ever want to see is a black man stand and think and show how common humanity that is in us all. It would destroy their myth. They would no longer have justification for having made us slaves and keeping us in the condition we are in. As long as none of us stand, they're safe. They're safe with me. They're safe with Reverend Ambrose. I don't want them to feel safe with you anymore. I want you to chip away at that myth by standing. I want you, yes, you, to call them liars. I want you to show them that you are as much a man, more a man than they could ever be. That jury, you call them men, that judge, is he a man? The governors know better. They play by the rules their forefathers created hundreds of years ago. Their forefathers said that we were only 3/5 human, and they believe it to this day. Sheriff Boudry does too. He calls me professor, but he doesn't mean it. He calls Reverend Ambrose Reverend, but he doesn't respect it. When I showed him the notebook and pencil I brought you, he grinned. You know why? He believes it was just a waste of time and money. What can a hog do with a pencil, paper? He stopped. His head was down. Look at me, Jefferson, please, I said. He raised his head. He was crying. He raised his cupped hands and wiped one eye and the other. I need you, I told him. I need you much more than you could ever need me. I need to know what to do with my life. I want to run away, but go where and do what? I'm needed here, and I know it, and I feel that all I'm doing here is to show you someone. I need someone to tell me what to do. I need you to tell me, to show me. I'm no hero. I can just give something small. That's all I have to offer. It is the only way that we can chip away at that myth. You can be bigger than anyone you have ever met. Please listen to me, because I would not lie to you now. I speak from my heart. You have the chance of being bigger than anyone who has ever lived on that plantation or come from this little town. You can do it if you try. You have seen how Mr. Farrell makes a slingshot handle. He starts with just a little piece of rough wood, any little piece of scrap wood. Then he starts cutting and shaving. Shakes it down clean and smooth till it's not what it was before, but something new and pretty. You know what I'm talking about because you've seen him do it. You had one that he made from a piece of scrap wood. Yes, I saw you with it. And it came from a piece of old wood that we found in the yard. That's all we are, Jefferson. All of us on this earth. A piece of drifting wood until we, each one of us individually, decide to become something else. I am still that piece of drifting wood, and those out there know better. But you can be better, because we need you to be. We want you to be. Me, your godmother, the children, and all the rest of them in the quarter. Do you understand what I'm saying, Jefferson? Do you? He looked at me in great pain. He may not have understood, but something was cut deep down in him because he was still crying. I cried, not from reaching any conclusion by reasoning, but because lowly as I am still part of the whole. Is that what he was thinking as he looked at me crying? Come on, I said. Let's go have some gumbo. Back to the table. Dang, that is my favorite chapter. What is so significant in what what Grant is saying through Jefferson about these heroes and these myths? And why is Jefferson having the reaction that he is? What's going on there? What are some of the key pieces of that speech? Jefferson's life or his own? Okay, and what does he say that maybe helps Jefferson? Yeah, like what am I doing here? Why am I teaching? I want to do something more. And Grant doesn't know what to do. He says, Jefferson, this is what you can do right here, right now. And what can he do? Say it again.
Make a difference.
Make a difference. How so? How can Jefferson, in the situation that he's in, make a difference?
Stand up for what's right.
Yeah, stand up for what's right. Stand up to these people that think very lowly of him. The judge, the jury, the sheriff, the governor, all these people that have been kind of criticizing him, judging him, bringing him down. He can stand up against. Do you think it touched something in Jefferson? Do you think he's listening to what Grant's saying now? What makes you think that, Cooper? Yes. That emotion that we're seeing from Jefferson is the first emotion that's not like a painful emotion. Like he's in pain, but he realizes now that he really can make a difference. and he maybe wants to. We'll see. So that's a big chapter. That's a big movement here for Grant and Jefferson as far as making Jefferson into this kind of ideal man in their community. So Grant is going to go to the bar. He's going to go to the Rainbow Club. He wants to meet up with Vivian and tell her all these great things that are going on. I'm going to skip this chapter just a little bit, but I'm going to give you the lowdown on what happened. I know, but it's just a bar fight. So some of the things that are happening in this chapter, so Grant gets in there, there's a couple mulatto men sitting down the bar from where Grant is sitting, and he says they're doing more talking than drinking, and that they're talking for his benefit. What does that mean if someone's talking for your benefit? So Grant says they were doing more talking than drinking, and they're talking for his benefit. Say it again. Hoping that he overhears. They're not talking directly to him, but they're talking loud enough for his benefit, hoping that he hears. Some of the things that they're saying. So let me read you what they're saying here. So Grant's not really listening. He's thinking about how well that conversation went with Jefferson, that he gave him the notepad and pencil, and he's wondering what he's going to write down. Like, that's what's on his mind. Then out of the corner of his ear, he hears, I heard the word ninja a few times, and I heard the words should have been done long ago. Who are they talking about?
Jefferson.
You have to understand what mulatto means. That's what Vivian is mulatto as well. It's just half white, half black. So they're not allowed to go to the white bars, so they have to come to this bar that Grant goes to, although they don't really want to. So they've kind of got that in them as well. What I would like to point out to you here, go ahead and go to page 190. 190. Very top of that page. Actually, it's kind of at the bottom, 197. He says, I had seen both of them before, these men, without being friendly. And I knew that like so many of the mulattoes in this part of the state, they did bricklaying or carpentry and possibly some house painting. All this by contract, and all this to keep from working in the field side by side with the ninjas. Since emancipation almost 100 years ago, they would do any kind of work they could to keep from working side by side in the field with the ninjas. They controlled most of the bricklaying business in this part of the state, even took that kind of work from the white boys because they would do it so much cheaper than the white boys would. Anything not to work alongside the ninjas. With school, it was the same. Many of them would drop out of school, would get a trade, bricklayer, carpenter, rather than sit in class side by side with the ninjas. Their sisters went to high school and college, but they would not rather take a trade than to sit next to the ninjas. And these two who were talking now were of that way of thinking. Dumb as hell, but prejudiced as hell. They had no other place to go to do their drinking, so they would not dare go to any of the white clubs, so they would come here and bring their prejudiced attitude with them. They would keep it down, and there were several blacks in this place, but with only me standing at the bar today, they felt pretty safe. Then they said, should have burned him months ago, one said. I figured it was the tall one because out of the corner of my eye, I had seen that he was doing most of the talking. That kind of son of a bitch make it hard on everybody you and on. I'd pull the switch myself, they asked me. So a couple of things. That word is being used several times in that paragraph for good reason. Is that a very comfortable word for me? Right, Bill? So James is trying to make y'all, the reader, feel just as uncomfortable as Grant is. He's trying to keep himself in a good mood, trying not to listen to what they're saying, but they keep using that word. And it's making Grant mad. So the repetition in that paragraph is just to show you how Grant goes from, I'm going to be in a good mood, to completely pissed off like he is. So although James is not telling you exactly what these men are saying, this is the word that Grant keeps hearing. So that's why he's telling it to you. And then, should have burned it months ago. I pulled a switch. Like, do you guys see why Grant's getting upset? Yeah. So he goes up. He goes up to them on page 199, and he's like, "Shut up." And the other guy's like, "What?" And he's like, "You heard me. Shut up." He's like, "You don't mean that." So he says, "You get up, or you shut up, or get up." And I mean, so Grant goes up to this guy, tells him to knock it off. Grant swings on him, knocks him to the ground, and then it's just a full-on brawl from there. Chairs are being thrown. Claiborne, the bar owner, is furious. He's like, knock it off, knock it off. Like yelling at both of them. He goes and gets his gun. He's yelling at Thelma, his wife, who runs the restaurant next door. She's like, go get Vivian, go get Vivian. Because, I mean, it is like full on. Knuckles, everything. There's blood flying everywhere. People are cussing. It's quite intense. Grant hits the sky below the bell. He buckles over. Claiborne warns them one more time to knock it off. And then on page 202, he says, while the tall bricklayer and I kept trying to find an opening with those chairs so we could kill each other, I heard a solid, mean, crunching sound and a deep groan followed by something heavy falling from the ceiling or pushed violently forward to the floor. I heard Claiborne screaming for the tall bricklayer and me to stop, and then I heard Thelma plead, don't do it! That was the last thing I heard. After that, it was dark, completely dark. One moment, as I remember, the bricklayer and I were circling each other with chairs. The next moment, absolute darkness. The darkness came at the exact moment as a glow inside of my head. So Claiborne goes and gets his rifle, right, his gun. But rather than shooting Grant, he just kind of, like, it's not a pistol, but basically pistol whips him with the butt end of this gun and knocks him out. So Vivian comes in and she's like, you okay, buddy? You okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. But Vivian's going to be mad. She's going to be mad. I'm going to pull up Smoot for us here for this conversation between Vivian and Grant. She's not happy that her man got into a bar fight at all. Did I answer the questions from your reading guide for that summary? While I'm pulling this up, was there any more that I missed? Fill me. Why do you suppose Grant is allowing himself to get into bar fights? What's coming? The execution, right? The death. So he's, although in a very good mood that he's finally reaching Jefferson, he knows that this connection with him is very short-lived. And he feels like he just had this grand story about being a hero, right? So he's got to stand up for him. All right, chapter 26 here. So Grant finds out that Claiborne was the one who knocked him out, his buddy his gun, he was fighting. Vivian's mad because he didn't walk away from the bar fight, but she brought Grant to her house to revive him. She's especially mad because everyone will have heard about the scene, and her husband might use that information against her in their divorce. Vivian serves food, but she's disgusted with Grant. They get into an argument because her husband has asked to see their kids every weekend, which will keep them from ever getting to leave. She thinks he should be more considerate, and he gets mad and decides to walk out. When he gets to the door, though, he realizes that he doesn't have anywhere to go. He actually goes crying back into the house. He's like, I'm sorry. But it's just, you don't love. What other questions are from chapter 26?
What did Graham and Vivian argue about in this chapter?
The bar fight.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's a lot of things. So they talk about her husband, they talk about the bar fight. On page 210, he's like, what do you want from me? Like, why does everybody have all these expectations of me? But it's just that tension building, because we're on chapter 27 here. We're very, very close to the end. Chapter 27. Let's go through Shmoop on that one too. The question I asked on your reading guide, I believe, is are reading, writing, and arithmetic enough? Is school enough? And you can just answer this from your own personal thought.
Yes.
Is school enough to make someone a good person, or does it take more than that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What more does it take to make someone a good person? Community, I love that. Friendships, I love that. Yeah.
The Bible.
Yes, the Bible. Reverend Ambrose would agree. What'd you say, Olivia? Family. Love that. the word I'm looking for kind of goes with the Bible. Yeah.
The Ten Commandments.
Yes, kinda, which are based off of our inner what?
Morality.
There it is. Yes.
Jesus.
We were getting there.
Every day.
Come on, Lucian.
So to answer that question, do I ask you that question verbatim? Is our reading, writing, arithmetic, and that? How did I work out? Like that? Oh, neat. That's so awesome. Chapter 47. It's not me teaching you right here, right now, although I want you to have good morals, I want you to be respectful to each other and to me, there are things in here. It's not enough. You have to take these lessons that we're learning and be able to apply them with your own morals out in the real world. Eventually you will leave me, right?
Yes.
So you'll go and be a senior. Maybe you won't have any senior year, maybe you will. And then you'll graduate and then you'll be out of here. And hopefully you will go and be a good person. So here's the schmoop. I don't know exactly what the summary is here. That's what I take away from it. So after church, one day the Reverend asked to talk to Grant. Jefferson has less than 3 weeks to live at this point, and he's worried he isn't saved yet in the Christian sense. They argue over whether or not Grant should teach Jefferson anything about his soul. He says he's just responsible for the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic. The preacher insists that he's got more work to do than just that. Grant says he won't stop Jefferson from believing, but he won't lie to him either. Now that is big. Grant says that he would never lie to Jefferson.
Boom. Just share that to me.
The Reverend tells Grant he has to lie all the time to comfort people. See that? Okay, I'll leave that. That takes us to chapter 28. We already read this one. This is a monumental chapter. Monumental. So yes, it's going to be I'll open it. Alternative? You already submitted them? I'll take a look at it. Because you've already submitted those answers and it compares your stuff with previous stuff. Whether it's in the top or previous top. But it'll be it all. Yeah.
So it asks what season is we getting and how do you know it's spring, right?
Yes. Talking about the trees and the flowers. There's new life beginning. Even though Jefferson's life is about to come to an end. Because when is his execution date?
April.
April 8th, between time-wise. Time.
Google Translate.
Between noon and 3.
No, that's not how I did it. You're literally doing it
Between
right
noon
now.
and 3.
Stop
Second
lying.
Friday after Easter. All right, let's do 28. Yeah. Lie.
Oh, I know what you did. So I can
And
do
Reverend Ambrose says
use your option.
you're gonna have to
I can do it anywhere.
And we'll see that in chapter.
Okay. Did you hear that?
Did I cry in chapter 28 last
Did you hear that?
Kate, do you remember? Well, it's just his diary
Okay,
that
good.
I
But
cried.
you missed it. No, it came through my bottom. The
Well,
gas
that-
there.
Yeah. Like less than 3 weeks.
How do you do it?
Yes,
Why does Reverend
Ambrose think that Grant is not?
My computer.
because his soul has not
Look,
been saved. He's not a
look, I'll
church
show you.
man.
Let me close Google Translate. I was trying to translate something. Okay, so if I press caps lock, sometimes when I press caps lock,
So
it
he
just
says,
starts
wakes at funerals
Like,
and
like,
weddings.
watch.
Yes, I lied. I lie at wakes and funerals for leave came because reading, writing, and arithmetic is not enough. I think that's all they send you to school for. They send you to school to
Look.
believe names, believe words. You have to lie to do it, then you lie. You lie,
Wait,
you
sometimes
lie,
it doesn't.
you lie. When you tell yourself you're feeling good when you say you're lying. You're gonna have to lie. Here we go, chapter 28. So we have 28, 29, 30, and 31. So 28, big chapter, a little emotional. 29 is his diary. The day, and then after the fact. That's it. Are we ready for 28? This is what we've been waiting for. Here we go. Let's lock in. He doesn't die. He's fighting.
Ow!
I went into the cell.
Are we talking?
Let's lock in. I went into the cell with a paper bag full of baked sweet potatoes. Gently locked the heavy door behind me. How's it going, partner? Jefferson nodded. How do you feel? All right. Watching a little something. Jefferson was sitting on the bunk with his hands clasped together. I put the bag beside him on the bunk and sat down. I could hear the radio on the floor against the wall playing a sad cowboy song. I saw the notebook and a pencil on the floor next to the radio. This was my first visit since I'd given him the notebook and pencil, and I could see that the lead on the pencil was worn down into the wood. I could also see that he had used the eraser a lot. It was quite a while. Hungry? I asked. Maybe later. I see you've been writing. He didn't answer. Personal, or can I look at it? It ain't nothing. Do you mind? I asked. Go on. The notebook. I got the notebook and came back to the bunk. The fellow on the radio was saying what a beautiful day it was in Baton Rouge. Jefferson had filled 3/4 of the first page. The letters were large and awkward, the way someone would write you could barely see. He had written across the lines instead of above them. He had used the eraser so much that in some places the paper was worn through. Nothing was capitalized, and there were. The letters were thin at the beginning, but became broader as the lead was worn down. As closely as I could figure, he had written, I dreamt it again last night. It was taking me somewhere. I wasn't crying. I wasn't begging. I was just going with him. Then I woke up. I couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't want to go back to sleep. I didn't want to dream no more. There was a lot of erasing, and he wrote, if I ain't nothing but a hog, how come they just don't come knock me in the head like a hog, starve me to death like a hog? More erasing then. Man walked on 2 legs, hog on 4 legs. The last couple of words were barely visible because the lead had been worn down all the way to the wood. I read it over a second time before closing the notebook. I didn't know what to say to him. He was staring at the wall, his hands clasped together. Do you want me to bring you a pencil sharpener? I asked after a while, the little one you hold in your hand. Find one. I'm sure I can. I said, Paul would have sharpened his pencil for you. He would be fine. Jefferson unclasped his hands, and now he was scraping the ends of his left fingernails with the index finger of the right hand. His fingernails were hard and purplish. When's Easter? He asked. Tomorrow is Friday. Now, how many weeks? Those of you that are in know, got
2 weeks.
Weeks. That's when he rose? No, he rose on Easter. That's when he died, Jefferson said to himself. Never a mumbling word. That's right. Not a word. Did you talk to Reverend Ambrose when he came to visit you? I asked Jefferson. Some. You ought to talk to him. It's good for your Nan. She wants you to talk to him. Only to pray. Do you? No. It's good for your Nan. He looked at me. His eyes were large and sad and reddened. Do you think I'm going to heaven? He asked.
Good.
I don't know. Do you think Mr. Brochet went to heaven? Do you think Brother Bear went to heaven? I don't know. What am I going to pray for? For your Nan. Nana don't need me to help her get to heaven. She'll make it up. She'll make it if it's up there. Weren't you there with her? When there was no pain and no sorrow? He grinned at me, a brief, cynical grin. You pray, Mr. Wiggins? No, Jefferson. I don't. He grunted. But then I'm lost, Jefferson. I said, looking at him closely. At this moment, I don't believe in anything like your man does, like Reverend Ambrose does, and like I want you to believe. I want you to believe so that one day I will. In heaven, Mr. Wiggins? To help others down here on earth, Jefferson. Reverend Ambrose said I have to give up what's down here. Say there ain't nothing down here on this earth for me no more. He meant possessions, Jefferson, cars, money, clothes, things like that. You ever see me with a car, Mr. Wiggins? No. With more than $1 in my pocket? No. More than 2 pair of shoes, Mr. Wiggins? One for Sunday, one for working in? No, Jefferson. Then what on earth? I gotta give up, Mr. Wiggins. You've never had any possessions to give up, Jefferson, but there's something greater than possessions, and that is love. I know you love her and would do anything for her. Didn't you eat the gumbo when you weren't hungry just to please her? That's all we're asking for now, Jefferson. Do something to please her. What about me, Mr. Wiggins? What people done to please me? Hasn't she done many things to please you, Jefferson? Cook for you, wash for you, take care of you when you were sick. She is sick now, Jefferson, and she is asking for only one thing in this world. Walk, like the man. Meet her up there. Y'all asking a lot, Mr. Wiggins, from a poor old ninja who never had nothing. She go to that chair for me, Mr. Wiggins? You, anybody? He waited for me to answer him. I wouldn't. No, Mr. Wiggins. I gotta go myself. Just me, Mr. Wiggins. Reverend Ambrose said, God will be there if I ask him. Do you think he'd be there if I asked him, Mr. Wiggins? That's what they say, Jefferson. Do you believe in God, Mr. Wiggins? Yes, Jefferson. I believe in God. Now that is a what? Why? How? I think it's God that makes people care for people, Jefferson. I think it's God makes children play, people sing. I believe it's God that brings loved ones together. I believe it's God that makes trees bud and food grow out of it, food grow out of the earth. Who made people kill people, Mr. Wiggins? They killed his son, Jefferson, and he never said a mumbling word. That's what they say. That's how I want to go, Mr. Wiggins, not a mumbling word. Another cowboy song was playing on the radio, but it was quiet and not disturbing. I hear inmates down the cell block calling to one another. Jefferson sat forward on the bunk, his big hands clasped together again. I still had the notebook. I started to open it, but changed my mind. You need anything, Jefferson? None. I don't need nothing, Mr. Wiggins. Reverend Ambrose said, I don't need nothing down here no more. I'll get nothing, I said. I ain't got nothing more to say, Mr. Wiggins. I'm sure you have. I hope the time to hurry up and get here. Cut out all this waiting. Wish I knew what to do, Jefferson. I'm the one that got to do everything, Mr. Wiggins. He got up from the bunk and went to the window and looked at the buzz on the higher branches of the sycamore tree. Through the branches of the tree, I could see the sky, blue and lovely and clear. You are my sunshine, was playing on the radio. Jefferson turned his back to the window and looked at me. Me, Mr. Wiggins, me. Me to take the cross. Your cross, Nana's cross, my own cross. Me, Mr. Wiggins. This old stumbling ninja. Y'all have to go out, Mr. Wiggins. Went to the cell door and grasped it with both hands. He started to jerk on the door, but changed his mind and turned back to look at me. Whoever carried my cross, Mr. Wiggins? My mama, my daddy. They dropped me when I was nothing. Still don't know where they at this minute. I went in the field when I was 6, driving that old water cart. I done pulled that cotton sack. I done cut cane, bowed cane, flung that ass, chopped this thing since I was 6. And it's over me now. Yes, I'm human, Mr. Wiggins, but nobody didn't know that for now. Cut for nothing, beat for nothing, work for nothing, grind to get by. Everybody thought that's how it was supposed to be. You too, Mr. Wiggins. You never thought I was nothing else. I didn't either. Thought I was doing what the Lord had put me on this earth to do. He went to the window and turned to look at me. Now y'all want me to be better than everybody else? How, Mr. Wiggins? You tell me. I don't know, Jefferson. What I got left, Mr. Wiggins? 2 weeks. I think it's something like that. If nothing happens, nothing gonna happen, Mr. Wiggins. It ain't something like that. That's all I got on this here earth. I gotta face that, Mr. Wiggins. It's all right for y'all to say something like that. For me, it's that. That's all. And like Reverend Ambrose said, then I'll have to give up this old earth, but that ain't where I'm going, Mr. Wiggins. Back in here, I head down. I didn't answer him. You can look at me, Mr. Wiggins. I don't mind. I raised my head and I saw him standing there under the window, big and tall, not stooped, as he had been in chains. What's he doing? There's a lot of things he's doing. Standing up, literally standing up over Grant. What else? Big friends. He's opening up. He's physically standing, but he's also standing up for himself, right? What do y'all expect me to do? Why do y'all want my help? Nobody cared about me before this moment. Now all of a sudden everybody cares about me, wants me to be saved. So he's standing up in front of Grant. He's also standing up for himself in this moment. This is huge. I'm going to do my best, Mr. Wiggins. That's all I can promise. My best. You're more a man than I am, Jefferson. I'm going to die soon. That makes me a man, Mr. Wiggins. My eyes were closed before this moment, Jefferson. My eyes have been closed all my life. Yes, we all need you, every last one of us. He studied me a while, then he turned his back and looked into the window. So pretty out there. He said, so pretty. I never seen it so pretty. I looked at him standing there, big and tall, his broad back toward me. What's it going to be like, Mr. Wiggins? I thought I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't answer him. He turned around to face me. What's it going to feel like? I shook my head. I felt my eyes burning. I hope it ain't long. It's not long, Jefferson, I said. How do you know, Mr. Wiggins? I read it. I was not looking at him. I was looking at the wall. It had been in the newspaper. The first jolt. If everything was right, immediately Came back and sat down on the bunk. All right, Mr. Vivian. I nodded without looking at him. Here for a table. Ticket that opening the paper bag. Sure. They finally talked about it. Yup. I'm not gonna cry. I'll probably cry next time. Next time. I mean, you can probably take a look if you want to. Jefferson's Diary, very difficult to read. Of course, I'll read that with you. Chapter 30, second to last chapter, we're going to see what that day is like. What everyone in the community is doing. We're going to bring in a chair, all that stuff. And then chapter 31 is the last chapter, and it's probably the most difficult. Questions, comments, concerns? No homework. Just finish up your reading, guys. You guys are good. Did I miss any questions on the reading? Say it aloud. Is he supposed to be this larger than life?
Because you got
for everyone?
I'm done.
Because
I'll keep myself out of
never
work.
cared about me before.
Can't kick yourself.
I bet I can. What are you doing? What?
Read through with us. I'm so proud of you.
Just relax. Take care. What did you do?
You know, when I was in school, I had to read the bean trees. Y'all want to read the bean trees?